Welcome back everyone. Today's video is about how to make this over-the-collar dog bandana that my beautiful boy Stark is modeling for everyone. These make great Christmas gifts or fashion accessories year-round, and they're really easy to make, so let's go. If you're using two different fabrics, you will need them both cut into the exact same piece. Or if you're using one piece, it'll look a little bit like this, with a really long center. If you want to make this bandana reversible, of course you're going to need two separate pieces. Otherwise, if you're just using one large piece of fabric, you can do a quick trick by folding your fabric in half one way and then the other way. And here's that general shape that you need to cut out. And make sure that your pointed edge is at the end that is not a folded side. Otherwise, it's just going to fall apart as soon as you open it. But if you cut it this way, you'll just have one large piece, which just might make it a little easier to work with. Like I said, when you unfold it, it's gonna have the two triangle ends and then a longer portion in the middle. For this example, I'm using the same fabric but two pieces just because the pieces of fabric that I found were too small. I'll be able to explain the shape that you need to cut out a little bit better in just a minute. But basically, when you have that shape, you can just cut out your different pieces. To create this pattern to cut out, start with a triangle that is a good size for whatever dog you're making this bandana for. And then this extra edge that you add onto the end is twice the width of whatever collar you're going to be slipping it over, plus a little more. Then you just put the good sides of the fabric so that they're facing each other, and then just eye pin it down, just makes it easier to sew. Now, one cool thing is that because these are relatively small, you could hand sew it if you don't have a sewing machine. So then you just sew it inside out, like so. These are really simple to make, and I think it's great that you can kind of customize it with different fabrics, or like I said, you can make it reversible by using two different fabrics. You can even make a matching bandana for yourself so you can match with your dog. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so go all the way around except for leave an inch or two at the very end that is not sewn. This is just so that you can very slowly and steadily turn it inside out through that little opening. Ta-da! Once you've got it all the way inside out, you can just sew that last little piece together so that everything is nice and closed up now with the pretty side of the fabric out on both sides. The next step is to sew down the corners, and this is just so that it is a little more hidden over the collar. All you do is take a really small portion of that upper corner and then sew that guy down, and this just kind of creates a cleaner line on the edges of the bandana. Go ahead and do this on both sides. Next, we're going to make the final step, making the portion that fits over your dog's collar. So you take that long edge that's past that triangle that you measured and just fold it in half. And this should fit over the dog's collar with a little bit of extra room so that you can sew it down and slide the collar in and out easily. So as long as you measured your collar correctly, it should be able to fit in once you fold that section over, and then you just sew along the line there. And once you're done sewing that down, you are all done and you have an adorable little bandana that fits over your pup's collar. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this was useful or Stark was adorable, please give me a thumbs up. Check out the other videos that I have on my channel and maybe even subscribe to stay tuned for more doggy crafts.